Legislation looks to remove federal protections for gray wolves under the Endangered Species Act. The question of whether or not these wolves need the protection still has been debated by lawmakers for years. However, in Northern California, livestock owners have been feeling the effects. On December 18th, the U.S. House of Representatives approved the most recent attempts at removing gray wolves from the Endangered Species Act. District 3 Congressman Doug LaMalfa applauds the action, emphasizing proper wolf management is needed in Northern California for public safety.
There's wolves that are encroaching on elementary schools in Siskiyou County, the Little Shasta Elementary School. This isn't some Little Red Riding Hood story. This isn't some made-up deal. It's very real, and they're coming closer and closer to town all over the northeast part of California.
LaMalfa says the wolf populations are at a level where it's time to delist the species, adding that was always the original purpose of the Endangered Species Act. Advocates for wolves say the removal of the federal protections will open the door for over-elimination of the gray wolf species, and that this has already been seen in other areas.
In those areas, immediately states have instituted very aggressive wolf hunting and trapping seasons designed to bring their wolf numbers down to bare bones numbers all over again. So we know how essential these protections are.
As of December 1st, 184 livestock deaths in California are probable or confirmed to be wolf-caused, according to the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Livestock and cattle ranchers are utilizing various strategies to deter wolf interactions. However, in a case like the Bayamseo wolf pack in the eastern Sierra and southern Plumas counties, the non-lethal measures were not effective enough at preventing livestock deaths and resulted in the lethal removal of the pack.
But that was a circumstance that was pretty much worst case scenario for cattle ranchers in the state, losing dozens and dozens of cattle, putting in all the time, energy, and money they could afford, and ultimately, not succeeding at preventing those losses.
Wilbur says even if the legislation eventually is signed into law, the effects would be minimal because California has its own set of protections for gray wolves that would need to be addressed. The bill is now being worked out in the Senate. If passed, lawmakers like Congressman LaMalfa believe the legislation will help motivate the California regulations to be dropped as well. However, some cattle ranchers fear it won't be that easy. Live in Chico, Vincent Rapena, the North States News.